Girl, you are making 90-day fiance history, right? But what kind of pressures come with being a part of the first same-sex couple for 90-day fiance?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure. You know, you don't want to let down anybody. You don't want to let down the LGBT community. And a part of me wants to be like great representation for this community, but also I think we all just need to realize we're just like any other couple. We're gonna have just, you know, similar problems to all the other couples on the show. And I hope that people, you know, come into this with an open mind and, you know, give us a chance to share our story and see that there are some similarities, but also maybe some differences too that we'll have to deal with as far as our relationship. But I'm super excited. It's crazy. This feels so surreal.
Yeah.
This is a huge moment coming out for me because I've, you know, just recently come out and
You came out on the show.
Yep. It was very scary, and it was kind of like ripping off a Band-Aid that's been there for a very long time. And I'm always crazy and doing wild, spontaneous things. I do put a lot of my life out there online, but this was a part of me that I've kept kind of private. And so now I'm just putting it all out there.
Erica is worth this big risk because we have an intense connection that I've never felt with anybody before.
Do you feel like people will be skeptical of you unveiling the fact that you are bisexual on a national television show?
I think people will definitely be skeptical. Obviously, you know, I'm a social media influencer, I'm a YouTuber, so people already just question, okay, well, why is this girl doing this? Is it, you know, all just for attention or whatever? But honestly, like this is how I've always been. I've always aired my life out on YouTube. I'm a storyteller, and I like being open and honest and vulnerable because I want to make other people feel less alone, and I want other people to feel understood because for such a long time I felt really misunderstood. Like I really felt that nobody knew really who I was or what I was going through. And you know, there's a lot of stigma in the LGBT community, but there's also a lot of stigma for bisexuals. For a lot of people, it's not taken seriously. Even within the LGBT community, it's like, oh, you know, like, why can't you just choose? Why don't you just decide? Are you into men? Are you into women?
Interesting.
And, you know, there will be lots of issues tackled this season, so everyone will have to stay tuned and see what exactly happens. But I'm really proud and happy that we are going to be the first couple that is going to be kind of unveiling all these issues and showing the world what it's really like.
How does it feel watching it back now?
It's weird because sometimes you forget things that you said or things that you did. So watching it again, you're like, oh no,
You're like,
why did I say that?
because usually in real life, any arguments you have, they're left in the past. But now they rear their ugly head when you participate in, you know, a dating reality show. So I can only imagine they do play out in their authenticity and how they played out in their original form, for the most part, right?
Yeah. It's going to be so weird watching myself and watching my family. You know, hopefully I didn't say any crazy stuff. I don't remember. I really don't remember. But I think it'll be good. It'll be like holding a mirror up to myself, you know? And just seeing, okay, well, maybe I can learn from myself too. So, we'll see.
I really want to tell my family tonight about my bisexuality, but my mom's opinion matters a lot to me. I don't want her to be upset by the news.
Why did you decide to share your story on TV, especially the aspect of you coming out officially?
I felt like this was a way of doing it that was so gutsy and just so crazy that there'd be no possible way for me to go back. Because I've had like one foot out the closet and one foot in the closet for so many years. I almost came out so many times, and this was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go all in. I'm literally just going to dive in headfirst into the deep end of the pool, no going back. Now everyone's going to know, and it's like officially starting a new chapter of my life.
Yeah, well, as I imagine, For most people that are coming out, it's especially difficult to tell your family. And we see that play out for you. So now that we're seeing the aftermath of what's been filmed, how is your family feeling?
Well, you guys are gonna have to see on the season. That's definitely a really major part of my story. And I think the big takeaway from it is that no one's coming out journey is ever going to be the same. It's never going to be cut and dry and as simple as just telling your parents, shaking their hands and leaving. You know, it's a lot to process, and sometimes it may take multiple tries, and sometimes you might have doubts about doing it. But I hope that by watching me and Erica, people see that, you know, hey, you can do this. And if you're not ready, then that's okay. You can take your time. You know, you just have to do what you feel comfortable with and what's right for you. There is no right time to come out. It's when you just decide that it's ready.
Were you a fan of the show before you ended up participating in the show?
I, along with many people, am a fan of the show. I love it. I think it's hilarious, raw, real, ridiculous. I like that, you know, unlike some reality shows that portray people so perfectly, like everyone's so, you know, beautiful and perfect and without flaws. And this really shows like all types of people, you know, like everyday real life people. And just really odd situations that you really wouldn't be able to get on any other type of show. And also my parents, they were a green card marriage. So I feel like I kind of relate to a lot of the couples on the show through that.
Interesting. Okay. Have you often found yourself seeking relationships with folks that are outside of the U.S.?
Pretty much everybody I've dated.
Honey, does that say something to you?
I think so.
And what does it say?
That I just love a challenge.
A challenge?
Yeah.
Do you also love, or do you feel like commitment is a challenge for you? Because I would say it's not obviously your conventional, traditional way to have a relationship with someone that lives so many thousands of miles from you that you can't see them daily, weekly, maybe even monthly.
Yeah. I guess I just love dating people who are very different from me, like culturally and just a different background. I don't know what it is. I like people who are exotic.
Honey, we live in New York City. There's Little Italy, there's Chinatown, there's like all these different places in New York. So you like a little distance between there too.
Yeah, well, the distance is hard. That's definitely something that I don't think I would want to do long term with somebody. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But I have dated my fair share of people from different countries, different religions, different backgrounds, different genders, and, you know.
That's just you, Steph.
Them Aussies, though, they are.
Okay, what surprised you most about the journey?
Let's see, what surprised me the most? I guess what surprised me the most was how much I'm actually really capable of doing. Like, I'm able to actually withstand a 30-plus hour flight. That's amazing. I'm very proud of myself. Some of the crazy things that we did in Australia, I'm literally shaking just looking back on it. Like, wow, I'm alive.
So you were very adventurous in Australia.
The most I've ever been in my entire life.
Do you have a favorite couple from the franchise?
Darcy, of course. She's a legend.
She is a legend. Yeah, I heard you had a photo request whenever you came in here today.
Yeah.
She is legendary.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, mentioning Darcy, if things don't pan out with you and Erica, would you be willing to take on this challenge again in this scenario instead? Well, no, I guess you could take it on with Darcy, but you never know. Never know. But I guess in the setting of 90-Day Fiance, would you do that again?
Oh my gosh.
Because she's clearly, this ain't her first rodeo with the show.
I know, right? I don't know. I don't know what her orientation is. Darcy. Maybe if things don't work out in the future. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I guess I just have to wait and see how everything pans out. This was really scary for me. Even though I am so public online, this is a whole new realm for me. It is the most vulnerable I've ever been in front of an audience. So
Alrighty.